Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. And, oh boy, good times. We shut down a pillar, Rodrigo.
Yeah, good job.
Only cost us one party member.
Yeah, but we got one back in return. It was like a 1-to-1 exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that we got a full one back, to be honest.
We'll find out.
You know, we may have just traded in a mint condition solar number 10 for a beat up Batman 45. So,
we'll see what the secondary market says.
Win. All right, Rodrigo, take us on an adventure in this episode.
Yeah, last time
on Critical Hit.
Let's just assume that you guys were able to stretch us a car onto the ship, get them all patched up, and were able to push off, right? That's something that ships do.
Boats do.
Yes, they do.
Launch.
They set sail.
Shove off.
Yeah. So Sakar is not currently conscious, but the rest of you are. What do you guys do?
Well, we need to talk about where we're going next, which I believe is going to be the 1,000-hectare armory, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the closest place that we know we were confirmed to have a pillar.
Now, do we know where we're going? Usually it was Zanam steering the ship. Is there going to be someone else who is going to take over those duties?
You guys all know how to.
Yeah.
Okay.
How to sail
I think
the
we
ship.
had.
Usually it was Zanam because he
ships.
decided to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't trust you guys to do it right. Also, since it's a nature check, I'm gonna guess Dalin's probably
Pretty good at it.
Way better than Zanam actually was at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, being a Fate Pact warlock as opposed to a fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, are you trained in nature?
I am trained in nature.
No, there you go.
So you're definitely
that
better
Zanam
than
was not
Zanam
actually
was.
trained in nature.
That's fair.
Considering what we ran into this time and the end result, then more than likely this is going to be the same outcome and the same problems that we're going to face at our next location. What do we know about the next location, Little Sparkle?
So yeah, it's run by Ulridon. He's a smith god of dwarves. He signed on to our alliance, which I'm guessing is why he was targeted by Asmodeus. We actually had some our former crew largely settled down there as they were mostly dwarves, and had some rough times and decided that they could better help rebuild after Ulridon woke up. They have or at least had some troll infestations at some point. It's possible that those are going to be loose again if the dwarves have been subdued, or Ulridon was basically in despair when we found him, and as a result, all of his people hadn't returned. He felt he was personally responsible for the failings in the war before the treaty was signed. If he feels that way again, it's possible the dwarves have been defeated, but we found that his moods can affect the island itself. Once we got him busy crafting, everything seemed to wake up and regrow and reform. So I don't know if he'll have been killed or captured, but we'll do our best to. I can guide us towards his smith or his smithy. It's enormous and involves some very strange gravity, basically, but provided there's not too much blocking our way, it's probably the best way to go. If there's any indication, the pillar will probably be at the seat of his power.
Okay. Trolls, you say?
Yes. We never really encountered any, just saw their footprints, but they were very large.
Any of you had experience fighting trolls? Looking at Albrecht.
I can't say I have.
Okay.
Not many trolls native to the Feywild.
Yes. Well, those of you who lost weapons or need weapons, I guess restock up, but We probably should go check on your companion, Little Sparkle, to see if there's anything we can do to wake him and find out what news we can gather
Yeah,
about
I would
Osmodeus.
love to know, I guess, if he knows anything more. How we moved him to has this place grown basically an infirmary since we showed back up?
No, you guys had there is a now vacant room, and you guys had to put him in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Yeah, Zanam's former room.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, I'll go hang out in there.
Where's the pup been?
She's around.
She is.
Well, I say we go check on Sakar.
Yeah.
And then get some food and drink.
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll go check on Sakar.
So you're all going to go down and check on him?
Sure.
Okay.
Just
right.
in case.
Well, you all go down to the cabins, and he's still there where you left him, kind of more or less comatose, all bandaged up. The elves did a good job. He's got a little thing of water and stuff next to him, but he's unconscious.
I'm gonna, I guess, wait here until he comes to. Probably best to let him sleep as opposed to trying to rouse him if he needs rest.
Sure. Your voice might be might help him, so talk to him.
Is that a thing?
It is.
Okay.
Come along. Dallin, go steer the ship.
Okay.
And Albrecht and I will go to the mess hall area.
Okay.
All right.
And see what is waiting for us.
So Dallin goes back up to the helm. And you do have some charts that you got at Lion Fang Island that you can try and use to plot your way. So if you want to give me a nature check.
34.
Oh, 34 is pretty good. You kind of plot a course and set sail, and the ship begins moving in that direction. And pretty quickly, you see a bank of deep, opaque mist wafting towards you. This is not altogether strange, but it's, particularly creepy looking fog. But this is kind of how the region tends to travel.
Oh, let her do her thing.
Okay. So you sail into the fog. Yeah, as you're sailing, Dallin kind of gets the sense that he kind of gets that tingle, knowing that he's in the Feywild. But there's more to it than that. Something about it feels like either more complicated or like something's off.
This is not how it felt traveling previously?
No, there's something additional to it. It's not entirely unfamiliar, but you can't put your finger exactly on what's different about it.
Is anybody else up on deck?
No, we went down to the mess hall and Little Sparkles with Sakar.
I'm going to be wary. I'm going to call down to the guys.
You call down, but you don't get an immediate answer.
Huh. Hello? What's going on? I'm yell louder.
Okay.
Guys?
You hear back your voice as an echo, which is weird because there usually isn't an echo down here, seeing as how it's mostly just, a wooden ship.
Ooh.
M? That you?
There's still no real response.
What's going on here, ship?
Also no response.
How far out can I see it all?
It's pretty dark down there. Oh, you mean out into the ocean?
Yeah.
Not very far. The mist is pretty thick.
Okay. I'm gonna crack a sunrod and throw it down the ship.
Okay.
Down into the ship.
You can see down the stairs.
Hey, Albrecht, 7 owls. Kind of slam on the wall of the ship, knock on the wall of the ship.
Yeah, still don't get a response.
Oh boy. This isn't good. All right. What would Master Oram do? Is there any way to stop the ship? Drop anchor or something?
Yeah, you can drop anchor, but if there's nothing to moor the anchor to, it's not going to stop. You can like lower the sails and whatever, like to stop them from like catching the wind. You can turn them away from the wind. I'm sure there's a maritime like vocabulary for this. You can scream it at your phones if you're listening on that.
Tacking.
Listeners, yes,
He's tacking away from
yes,
the winds.
you can scream at your hardtack.
Yes.
And I'm from a landlocked state, man. He's tacking, I tell you.
I'm going to do everything I can to stop the ship.
Yep, the ship very, very much stops.
Okay.
In fact, maybe a little too quickly. Like its momentum is just completely dead.
I'll look around for a couple minutes before going below deck.
Okay. Like wringing your hands?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of pace the deck, see if I can see anything out.
Yeah, not
beyond.
really. You look if you look down, the ocean looks, or whatever you're sailing on looks dark and featureless. The mist is thick. You don't really spot anything out. It's like there's that thing where like mist kind of looks like stuff, but this mist is very thick. It's hard to even see shapes in it. It's just kind of uniformly white.
I assume after a minute or so, no one's come upstairs.
Nope.
They're up top deck. All right, let's go down there.
Okay. So you head down. Where do you head?
They said they were headed to the galley, right?
Yep.
Head there.
When you head to the galley, instead of the door to the galley, you find sort of imagine the door frame if it had sort of grown, the wood in it had grown out into like kind of like spikes and had kind of caught Seven Owls Wise like he was like some sort of like bug. So he's kind of like hanging from it.
Like impaled on it, or
Kinda. He's not run through, but he's definitely wounded by it. He seems to be unconscious.
I don't know. I'm see if I can get him off of there.
Yeah, you can like break some of them off and get him out.
See if he stirs a little.
Yeah, he's alive, but he's like totally passed out. Seems very pale.
Let's go ahead and take him above deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take him above deck.
All right.
When you got to take him above deck, the door going up the stairs is closed. The little hatch.
Can I open it?
It is very difficult. Doesn't seem to want you to open.
Let's haul some drunken monk around.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if he's drunk. He's certainly
I
passed
know
out.
he's been sober for a while. He's probably been dealing with like a week-long hangover by now, or yeah.
No, the DTs.
Or like withdrawal.
He's been having the DTs, man.
Oh, so this is like the ship is overgrowing. Is what that was like?
No. Well, yeah, that's what that looked like, and it definitely stabbed him. In lots
Feywild
of
or
different
otherwise?
places. What do you mean?
Like natural type plant or Feywild type plant?
It looked like the ship's wood. It didn't look like it didn't look like it turned into like living wood necessarily and grew like little shoots or anything. Like it just, when you look at it, if you didn't know any better, it kind of looks like some really evil carpenter built it that way because it didn't change back after you moved them off.
I'm gonna head to the room, to Zanam's old room,
Okay.
yelling for Sparkle and Albrecht.
As you head over that way, you hear some like knocking.
From that direction?
Yeah, from that general direction. Kind of along
Spark?
that same wall that where that door was that you found 7 owls.
Sparkle, Albrecht, knock on that wall.
Yeah, you hear knocking, like as in response. Kind of follow the. Yeah, you can kind of follow the sound.
Yeah.
As
Can you hear me?
As you follow the sound of the knocking, you actually spot a something kind of coming out of one of the walls, like where 2 planks of wood meet together. There's something growing out of it.
Can I tell
Kind of
where
like-
I am in the ship?
Yeah, you're just like sort of farther along that hallway.
I'm gonna investigate the thing growing out of the wall.
Okay, looks like hair. Looks like some silvery hair.
I'm gonna knock on the wall right here.
Okay, you hear a knockback right there.
I set 7 owls down.
Okay.
Like, can you hear me behind there?
You hear a faint knocking.
I'm gonna try and cut into the wall here. I don't know, try and use a sword to pry the wood apart.
Yep. You do. You start prying planks apart, and sure enough, after a couple planks, you see that hair did in fact belong to Albrecht's beard, as his head pops out a little bit. It's still attached to the rest of them, though.
What is going on?
I don't know. Something went weird when we went to travel. 7 was attacked by the ship? Impaled on the
Albrecht-
ship?
Albrecht does not feel good. He feels very weak.
Get me out.
I'm trying. I'm continue to pull apart the wall, I guess.
You can get him out eventually.
Yeah, I can't imagine this going smoothly.
Nope. You guys basically have to tear through a lot of the wall.
And strength is my dump stat.
Yeah, Albrecht basically has lots of little cuts and punctures in his body from basically the wall closing in on him and then kind of Iron Maidening him in.
Can you heal yourself at all? Can you?
I can try. I mean, is my healing fairly effective outside of
Not really.
combat? No,
You
it's
can-
very much.
You can tell Dallin that you're not no jerk that needs to be healed, but story wise, I mean, literally story wise, you don't need healing right now. You just
Yeah.
feel bad because
Fair enough.
because you're hurt.
Can you walk?
Can I?
Yeah, it takes some work, but you can hobble.
Kinda.
All right.
Leaning on the wall and shuffling down the hall.
All right, let's pick 7 owls back up.
Yeah.
And hobble our way towards Sikar's room.
As you hobble your way that way, you feel something sort of brush past your face, and it kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies. But you don't see that, but you do spot another one sort of floating by.
What is it?
Looks like a feather.
Oh, that's not great. What color is it?
Oh, it looks black. Wait, you hold up your sun rod, it's green.
Oh, I'm a double time.
You double time when you get to Sakar's room. You see that the door itself is kind of weirdly warped. You also kind of have to leave Albrecht a little bit behind if you're gonna sprint, because he has to hobble.
I mean, I can't imagine me being able to move all that fast carrying an entire extra person.
That's true. So by double time, you mean shuffle harder. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so you get to the door and you can see that these like feathers are kind of sort of wafting out through the edges of the door, which now don't fit in super well.
I'm gonna slam on the door. Sparkle.
As Albrecht hobbles towards Dallin, he sees the boards on the floor below him kind of open up
No.
below Dallin and start pulling him in.
Kid! Try to kind of leap and grab him.
Yeah, he's a little too far away for that.
Yeah, well. Hustle.
Yep.
Come on, kid. Get out of the way. Look out.
So Dallin kind of starts getting pulled in.
I'm gonna try and shove Seven Owls away.
Yeah, try to pull him away.
Okay.
Continue reaching for Dallin.
And then do what I do most.
Teleport.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, that's what felt weird about it.
Huh?
You know, when you went in the Feywild and it felt weird? You were like in the middle of a teleport.
Oh, that's not good.
Yep. So anyway, the ship eats you. And it eats the rest of you too.
Well, thanks everyone for checking out this episode of Critical Hit. We'll be back next week with Starfinder 1.0.
We're gonna be like the crew in the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie. We're all like fish people. They're attached to the ship now.
Dallin comes to in his room.
Hello? Who's there?
So Dallin's in his room. Nobody around. Things seem normal. Pounding headache, feels very weak. Hears a voice from down the hallway.
Hey.
Yeah, it comes out like very, very low, very weak.
I'm gonna try and stand up.
Okay, you can stand up, but you're wobbling.
Wobble to the door.
Okay. When you wobble to the door and open it, you can hear a voice you don't recognize coming from the armory.
Try and say something again.
Okay, yeah, it's going to come out like really low and raspy.
Well, let's wobble towards the armory.
Okay. When you get to the armory, you can see your little fox friend sitting there talking to someone, being like, and then we have some armor over there, and then I like pod helmets, but nobody wants to wear one. But there's a scimitar, right? That's what you said you like.
Yes, actually, I might need two.
Well,
drumstick?
Oh, hi.
What happened?
I think the ship ate you.
Why?
Oh, because I think this guy needed blood. Oh, hey, new guy. Look at it's Dallin.
What do you mean he needed blood? Were we told he was a vampire?
I mean,
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
I don't think Sparkle said so.
Okay.
From around the corner now, as you enter the room, you can see Sakar. You want to go ahead and describe Sakar for us, Matthew?
Yeah. Sakar is tall and broad and looks like hell. Little less like hell, I think. Dark hair. Normally, I would talk about his exquisite Nesmithian sideburns, but there's a possibility that he hasn't necessarily been keeping up the upkeep thereon. If you've ever noticed me talking about his eyes before, you may have not ever heard me say the word red. But at this point, you will actually probably hear me say the word red. And
on
he
account of them
doesn't,
being red now.
on account of them, being very, very red.
So
at this
when
point.
we're talking red, are we saying red irises or?
It looks as though there might actually be just standard dark brown blackish eyes there, but there's some sort of, not even necessarily a glow, just sort of a tinge to it, to where it looks like, well, if you remember what the creature looked like when it was in the tree and it had the obviously glowing eyes, it's not quite that, but there is a little bit of glow and it looks like things are tinged with red, and the parts that would normally be white, the sclera or whatever that is,
Yeah.
do definitely look very red.
Okay.
He's trying to find some armor, I think.
Yeah. So as far as armor, it's like all mundane armor, and you're not gonna find anything too like on the nosy. So probably no like big snake or like wolf motifs. But other than that, general design is up to you. Like if you want something that covers you from like neck to foot, that's fine. If you want like just like a fur-lined vest and a loincloth, that's fine too, depending on how you see Sakar dressing.
Actually, he's definitely covering, but he's not necessarily making sure that it's of the same piece or even that there's any type of matching. It's just a matter of grabbing whatever seems like it might be of an appropriate size. So it ends up looking somewhat mismatched. So some leather and some stuff and some, I don't know, is that metal? It looks like it might be metal. Definitely metal. That's a metal. He looks at the pot helmet and puts the pot helmet right back down.
Yeah.
Sadly. Poor disappointed drumstick.
Any other obvious features that you want to throw in here while we're here?
Well, if you've seen a human being and you know how a human being looks and how a human being's joints and limbs tend to work, you definitely realize that every once in a while it feels as though he's not moving like a human being. Occasionally he'll make a move that kind of jerks and it looks like his legs and arms aren't in the right proportion or somehow connecting correctly for a creature that you assume might be a human or some sort of human type person, or even an elf or a dwarf. And he's definitely moving as though he's a bit labored, as though he's possibly trying or having to concentrate a little bit too much on the actual physical process of moving. I presume you're not going to let me, be over 7 feet tall again, so I don't think that he's any taller.
No, he hasn't gotten taller.
No, that's a bummer.
Your guardian forms have to have some place to go.
Exactly. Oh, and he has very, very prominent fangs, top and bottom, to the point where you can actually see them both straight on and in profile, and his jaw might actually be a little bit distended to accommodate them.
Yes, as this happens, or as Dallin sees that, Drumstick is like, hey, new guy, it's Dallin.
Dallin? I don't believe we've met. I apologize. I am Sakar Oblia, and I may have unintentionally taken some of your blood.
Oh, it's okay. The ship took your blood.
It was very helpful. Yes.
The ship could have asked.
How the ship gonna ask? The ship can't talk. Besides, it was my idea.
You could have asked.
Oh, I could have asked. I didn't think of that.
Instead, you go and terrify the entire crew.
I didn't mean to. But you're better now. You look great. And she like scampers past your feet and kind of almost knocks you over.
Yeah, we'll go with actually knocks me over.
Okay. Yeah. Dallin kind of leans into the door frame. Anybody who wants to enter into the scene can. You're all in pretty much equally bad shape.
Enter the room.
What happened?
You. Control your wild side. Pointing at Sakar.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
It was drumstick.
Pop.
Forgive me. I don't suppose Lady Sparkle told you of my heritage.
No.
Can't say it was mentioned.
Not as such.
But
The
it's clear that
simplest,
you're a vampire.
only half. And normally that's not as much of a struggle as it is just now. I don't believe we've met. I'm Sakar of Atasokichi, Lord Baronet Absentia of Ablia, and you are?
I'm 7 Owls Wise. You need to, instead of introductions, focus. Find your focus and control yourself.
7. I don't think anything he did or anything that happened was him.
It doesn't matter. He needs to control himself. Find
Sakar
your focus.
returns to finding a sword.
Find your focus.
You find a sword. There's a couple different choices. Depends what sort of scimitar you want. If you want the short clip ones, or if you want the really wavy ones.
Mm.
There's a couple different ones that you can pick from. Same thing if you want a short sword.
He's looking for the kind of the same balance of a long scimitar, not a huge wave, but a little bit of a bend, and then a short sword with roughly the same heft as the previous.
Yeah, you can find something.
Doesn't care about the armor, but the sword's got to be just right.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Albrecht Ghostbeard. Welcome to the ship, I guess.
Thank you. Your reputation precedes you.
Suppose I'm glad to hear it.
Hazard spoke of you both.
Yeah, we knew him. Any idea what may have happened with him?
No. But when I find out, I'm going to kill at least one god.
I think that's the general idea.
Sit down.
I'm fine.
Sit down.
I'm fine.
I push him down into a chair. Close your eyes.
7. Hey, come on, man.
Close your eyes.
Maybe easier just to go along with him.
Sakar closes his eyes.
I start to concentrate and use some of my healing powers to infuse some calming energies into Sakar.
Okay.
Any change?
Yeah, Sakar, it feels good. It's it is, in fact, a calming wave of energy.
How do you feel?
Calming energy. I feel as though I've been used as a pawn for most of a year by the most heinous creature alive. But I'm oddly sanguine with it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, we do understand that you have been under the control of Asmodeus, and we don't know how long you've been spending as a tree or a thing inside of a tree, or how long you've been on that island. But at the moment, we're in the middle of the astral sea, and there's nowhere you can go. So, while I understand you want weapons, right now, I think you need to rest.
With respect, I rest better if I have a sword, if I may.
Very well.
So, how did you find me?
We didn't. We were expecting the god of the island. We were expecting Great Tiger.
I have no idea what happened to Great Tiger.
We were just there for the pillar.
True, but when we went into that clearing, we expected it to be Great Tiger. That was his tree, correct?
It was his tree.
What Sparkle led us to believe.
It was Great Tiger's tree. My instructions were to meld with the tree and make the island as unwelcoming as possible to protect the pillar for Asmodeus.
Well, you did a fairly good job. I'm glad it wasn't a better job.
Mm. Where are we going?
The 1,000-hectare armory.
Yep.
And the next pillar.
Although I'll say this to Dallin. Right now, you're pretty sure you're not moving.
Yeah, not moving.
Yeah.
I did stop the ship, though, guys.
Maybe we could use a rest.
I think we need to continue on. If this was the ship's doing, I don't think we are in any further danger. Providing someone doesn't come up with any crazy ideas, he says, shouting out at wherever Drumstick has run off to.
In her defense, she was simply trying to be helpful.
Are we still mid-teleport?
Nope. You're pretty sure you're back in the astral sea. You can just tell, like, from the back of your tongue, it doesn't feel like the Feywild anymore.
So you have an option. We are already on a quest. You may join us if you like, or we can drop you off wherever you like.
Do you know what happened to Warden Duthane?
No.
What of Master Rivendorn?
Say only what Little Sparkle has told us. Our mission right now is to stop the pillars.
And you're headed to Ulradon's
Correct.
island.
Correct.
All right. I don't suppose I have anywhere else to go.
So you're going to join us?
At least for now. If it gets me close enough to Asmodan to run something through his head.
We expect we'll start to experience more resistance.
Yeah.
As I'm sure shutting down one of the pillars has caught Asmodeus' attention.
Mm-hmm.
Almost certainly. Did Lady Sparkle tell you about the starfish?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it?
We do.
When it comes time, I would like it.
I'd probably be good with that. I mean, none of us are probably going to be around when it's time if things continue as they were.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Dallin.
Yeah?
I think at this time you can continue on the journey. Start
Huh? Oh.
You can start the ship sailing again.
All right. I'm going to stumble up on deck.
Okay. Drumstick's there. Hey,
Hi.
what you doing?
Gonna get us en route to the next island.
Oh, what's that?
The 1,000-hectare armory.
Oh, and what's there?
Another pillar.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, but we're the heroes.
Yeah, but you're in pretty bad shape.
And whose fault is that?
Well, I wouldn't point fingers.
Because you don't have any.
I don't have any fingers.
Hey,
Maybe you should
Drumstick.
go someplace. Maybe you should go someplace where you can rest up.
That also seems like a reasonable idea.
Yeah, find out if you have any friends.
You don't know that we do have any friends.
Well, you don't have any friends because they all forgot you. But maybe these guys have friends. Besides, you just got a brand new friend. Maybe he has other friends.
I'm just doing what Seven told me to.
Well, he's your friend too.
Yeah, that's why I'm listening to him.
Yeah. Well, run it by him. He's in pretty bad shape too. That door went right through that old melon of his.
I don't know that I'd be able to steer all that effectively right now anyways.
Yeah,
And Drumstick?
I'd do it. But I don't have any
Drum-
fingers.
We just discussed that.
Yeah.
Next time you have a bright idea, run it by one of us first.
I will. I will get it approved by the committee.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you this now.
Okay. Let's stumble back down to wherever everybody is.
Did you guys spread out, or are like 7 owls and Sakar still just like mean mugging at each other downstairs?
I don't think we're mean mugging.
Okay.
I need to go find some. I need to go find some bandages.
I'm probably going to get some food.
You guys can find some of each, and this time the ship doesn't even kill you.
How
Which is
nice.
good.
And we should probably find Little Sparkle too.
Oh, yeah.
Find a way to hang these swords on my hips, and then I'm going to go find Little Sparkle.
When you leave the armory, you can run into Dalin on the way down.
Who runs into Dalin?
Well, we'll say that Sakar runs into a drumstick, and the two of you guys can run into Dalin. But we'll do Sakar's scene first. Hi,
Hello.
how you doing?
Better. Still poor,
Oh, that's okay. Adventurers get lots of money.
I suppose. What made you think? You said you told the ship.
Yeah. Well, this old ship, it gets you what you need. It gets you where you need to go, and it gives you what you need. So I was like, that poor old man. He's so sad. You got to get him what he needs. And so the ship got you what you need, which is blood.
How did the ship know what I need?
Oh, that I don't know. This old ship, it knows all kinds of stuff. Because it's magic. Old,
I see.
mysterious magic.
That is the best kind. And what are you?
I'm a little fox.
That is certainly the shape you've taken. What are you?
I mean, I'm just a mischievous old little vixen from the Feywild.
I should have known. Do you know where Lady Sparkle is?
Oh, yeah, that's a room right over there. It's a lot easier to tell when the hallways aren't twisting and turning and trying to kill you.
I sometimes have that effect.
Oh, like I said, it's not your fault.
Thank you.
She scampers away.
I'm gonna head over there.
Okay. You find her door? A little Sparkle hears a knock on her door.
Oh, did I fall asleep? Huh. Who's there?
It's Sakar.
And so there's like a kind of like chirpy gasp, and then like very quickly the door flings open, and like there's a Kenku throwing her arms at least as high as she can reach on Sakar, who is much taller than her.
Yeah. Sakar actually will catch her and kind of, hold and hug back.
Oh, why am I dizzy? You're okay. How are you doing?
I'm better. You're dizzy because the ship decided I needed to drain all of your blood. Well, not
Oh.
all of your blood, but blood from all of you. I think I need to sit down.
Yeah, no, that's fine. She'll like gesture to a chair and sit on her bed. Oh, that, it's a weird boat. I can't blame it for anything.
It apparently gives you what you need.
That it does. That it does. It made fish for me when I first got here. It was very nice. And she like gestures at like a bunch of daggers that are like hanging out on her little bedside table. Weapons, armor. It looks like it set you up nicely too.
Yes, actually, I'm surprised at how well balanced these swords.
Yeah.
Do you know where they are, Warden Duthane? Do we know anything?
I have no idea. I've only heard anything about Ket, and that was a report that he died. I don't believe it, but that's all I know.
I don't either, but I thought you were dead.
You didn't find me?
No, you don't understand. What for the last year? Has it been
8 months.
He lied.
He told you he'd killed me?
No. He lied when he let me be defiant. He lied. he let me think I had control. He let me think I had power, and I didn't. And when he sent me after you, every rat I've seen for the last year, I have torn apart and eaten. And every time I was sure that it would turn into a Kenku. And every time he let me see it, but I couldn't stop. I couldn't do anything. And I didn't even know if I had eaten you, if I would know. And
she like kind of reaches out and holds his hand. It's like, I'm sorry. That sounds horrible. I'm honestly surprised he would have had you kill me or wanted you to kill me. I thought that he wanted me to stay a rat.
I don't think he cared. He told me to find you and forgot. I mean, I've been fighting for him when he sent me to the bleak forest. They had already, I don't know if they killed, if they defeated. Great Tiger was already gone. I was just an afterthought. I was the security. I was just a fence.
Yeah, that's what the Asmodean priest who we captured or said. She like, do you have the blood? I put it on you. We couldn't figure out how to destroy the vial or anything like that, but I figured you'd be the best person to have it.
I'm glad you didn't. I don't know whose blood it is, but it's another reason I don't know if I can kill him, but I'm going to try.
You'll have to fight me for the privilege.
Can we trust your new companions? I mean, I know Hazard spoke highly of the dwarf and the Avenger, but
Dahlan practically worships Orem. And there was another one. He stayed behind on the island. They're on quite a quest. They've got these magical gourds, and they somehow have the power to devour these dark pillars, which are apparently allowing Asmodeus to control time now that the treaty is broken down. But they need guardians to do what they do, and each of them is tied to one of the gourds. And when we activated the pillar on the bleak forest, the Zanam is a Drow warrior. His gourd effectively made him stay behind to protect it, and the rest of them know that's what's in store for them, and they don't know how long they'll have to wait, and they're okay with it.
But how would they even find such things?
The gourds? Honestly, I'm not really sure. It seems like many complicated stories. Now I kind of want to hear them all, but they're apparently extremely powerful, chaotic, magical items. They're what allowed me to regain my natural form, actually.
Well, if they were able to neutralize one of the pillars, they're clearly more powerful than we have probably ever encountered.
What more? Have you heard anything about the others? Do you know what happened to them?
I don't know anything. I've been fighting as part of Asmodeus's legions. I've been thrown into battles. I've been storming castles and killing. I don't feel right.
I get that. I spent 8 months as a rat, only sometimes having any awareness of who or what I was.
That's the worst part. I was always aware of who I was.
Yeah. It's funny. I sometimes thought about you and wondered which of us was going to have it worse.
I don't think it's a competition.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a competition. My true fear is that it is a competition and that we actually lose. I still don't fully understand what happened to the others.
I don't know. I mean, once I've turned into a rat, I didn't really have any more awareness of the situation. Last thing I remember is you holding Orem, and then Orem trying to teleport and him getting caught in the crystal, and then me trying to stab Asmodeus with the starfish, and then feeling ill, then running a lot.
How did he even turn you into a were-rat?
Yeah, so it's been the subject of a debate for several months now, but basically, I was bit by a were-rat a while ago, back when I was first starting out as a truant, and it seems like Kenku don't normally take to lycanthropy, but somehow he was able to devise some way to activate it. But because it wasn't a normal strain, I don't turn into I don't change with the full moon. I don't change into like a monstrous rat form like other lycanthropes would. But I just can turn. I can still turn into a little rat though, which is honestly kind of useful. So I guess I got something out of it.
So it was already dormant, and he knew.
Yeah.
I cannot believe our hubris at thinking we could outmaneuver a god of secrets. I cannot believe that we walked around with his spy the entire time and didn't even. Oh my!
What's funny is Bahamut knew too.
Is he behind this?
Yeah,
group?
He's behind this group. He's 7 Owls was his priest. That's why he's so torn up. And his last order was to tell Sarza to plan this expedition, basically, to make sure that at the right time the Gourds got where they needed to be.
Sarza. Have we heard from her, Sarza?
No, haven't heard anything.
Do we know anything about Rutile Island?
I can't find it on a map. It's, I'm no cartographer, and it was a secret location to begin with. I haven't heard anything about it being destroyed one way or another, but maybe if you looked at a map, you were better at that than me.
Do you think he might have any idea, Rodrigo?
Sakar? Yeah, between the two of you might be able to figure out where Rutile Island was and is, since the islands move around.
I might.
Well, I mean, that would certainly be worthwhile if it still exists. If we still have any sort of allies or resistance there, and even if we don't, it would be good to know if it's just a pile of spiders now.
Don't mention spiders.
Oh, did you have a lot of problems with the drow while you were?
Oh no. They were actually Lolth had invaded the island before we ever arrived. Those spiders weren't the problem. Just now that the drow were there in the same capacity that I was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Enforcers.
Slightly lesser capacity. They had expected to do the majority of the heavy lifting, but apparently, if you take a completely unknown hybrid of primal and darkness and stick it in the actual avatar of a literal god, strange things can happen. I don't feel right.
Yeah, we saw the island was pretty messed up. Lots of things with their skeletons outside their bodies. It was not pretty. So if you were tapped into that or causing it, I can certainly understand why you don't feel well.
I don't know if I caused it or it responded to me and caused it.
Yeah.
Or possibly it doesn't matter, but I think if we can, I need to find Warden Duthane, and it cannot be my priority. And I need to find out where this blood came from, and it cannot be my priority. But
why specifically Randus?
Because he's my friend.
Well, I mean, that's fair. I just I want to find him and Orem and Ket for that matter.
And yes, even Hazard. But Seven Owls asked if I would accompany them, and I said yes. I presume you are.
Yeah, I mean, they're retracing our steps. I figured it's the best lead I've got in terms of, and considering we found you at one of their pillars and that Bahamut set this all in motion and asked them to go to the pillars, I don't think anything's been left to chance here. My theory is that this is all, we're not the only ones that want to kill Asmodeus. I think Bahamut knew he was going to die and knew what that was going to mean and set a lot of things in motion to ensure that his greatest enemy went down too.
Do you know anything of Cord or Malgubliet or Thene?
I don't. Thene is under siege. I do know that.
So, at the very least, we didn't doom 5 gods.
But the 1,000-hectare armory has been conquered. I believe that basically everywhere that signed on with us is in some way under siege by the forces of Asmodeus. His most people who are neutral parties think that this war is already over.
But he holds a grudge.
Asmodeus, certainly. And when I say this war is over, I mean with Asmodeus victorious. He's ready. He's cleaning up things on the Astral Sea before, presumably, I don't know, going on to declare victory over all the great continents, moving on to the Feywild, conquering the other vertices.
Did we? Oh, please tell me we didn't doom other vertices as well.
I mean, he knows about them.
But did he always know?
No, absolutely not. He learned through us.
We have a lot to answer for.
We've already answered for it. We have a lot to finish now.
Agreed. So they're sailing for the 1,000-hectare armory now.
I think we should divert course too. If you can find if you can help me find Rutile Island, we should go there first. If we see anything resembling the resistance we got at 1,000-hectare that we got at Bleak Forest, I feel like, I don't know, I haven't eaten in a week or something like that, and
sorry,
it's okay. I would have gladly given it. I should have warned them or thought of it myself.
It's not necessarily something that most people would think about. I'm actually grateful that whatever drumstick is that she did, I could have been. Do they have charts? Do they have?
Oh yeah, we picked some up
Is this a literal ship?
Yes, yeah. I know, right? It's a regular. It is more like a ship than your typical astral vessel. But it's from the Feywild. It's a So remember that ship that Leleron told us about. This is it. It's a magical ship that shows people their destiny.
I knew I should have listened more closely to that story.
It's all right. I forgot about the name too, but I forgot about a lot of stuff.
Well, we're back. We have new friends. We have an old mission, and I think we have a map to translate.
Yeah, it's really good to see you again. I'm glad you're. I mean,
I am glad you're alive as well.
Yeah. I'm sorry for what you've been through.
You should know I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, I know. I mean, so am I. Like I said.
I won't fight you for the privilege.
I've been thinking about it a lot.
If nothing else, we can die trying.
Yeah.
Better to be a cautionary tale than forgotten.
I'm just hoping we succeed. I've seen a lot of cautionary tales in my time.
I don't know that we have any other options.
Nope, just try not to die.
We should have that tattooed. Try not to die.
Try not to be subjected to a fate arguably worse than death by Asmodeus, because killing us would allow us to be resurrected. But that's a lot longer of a tattoo.
I might have room for that. I don't know that you do.
Yeah, most of my skin doesn't really take ink that well. She looks at her little arm tattoo.
Have I seen that tattoo before?
Yeah, I had it. I've had it since pretty early this season, basically. I think I got it at Fruitile Island. Someone gave it to me there.
It's a magic tattoo.
Yep.
Magic tattoo. I couldn't for the life of me remember who I was when that happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes I change into different people. Back in character now.
It looks like a stylized flame.
Impressive.
Yeah, that and my ring from the Dream Quills is the only thing that stuck with me when I was a rat. So it's nice to have some lasting equipment.
I still have mine. I hadn't even realized.
No, well, it's made out of part of our souls, so can't hard to take from you, I'd assume.
I wasn't entirely sure that I still had a soul. So that at least is heartening.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at this map and then see if we can persuade.
Find some assistance.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, in the galley, Seven Elsewise is patching himself up.
Yep.
And
bandage here, little tape there.
And Albrecht can come in.
How's it going, Seven?
I'm almost patched up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Pass me some of those.
Peel off last bit of the wrapping and then hand it to Albrecht and then do the last bit of bandaging. There. I'm good as new.
Yeah, about that.
What?
Drumstick makes a valid point.
What point does Drumstick make?
We need to take at least a bit of a break before we head to the next island.
Well, I don't feel the ship moving, so right now we are taking a break.
Drumstick also suggests that we might try and find some friends.
Why?
I'm not certain. But she said to talk to Sparkle and Sakar. Yeah, Sakar. That guy.
Our mission is to shut down the pillars.
That's what I said. But she was right about stopping, and she was right about feeding the guy.
Was she? Look at us.
Yeah, she was right about getting him back up on his feet. We're going to need help. She wasn't right about how she went about doing it.
Exactly. So she says go to stop off on some other island. Meanwhile, Asmodeus, now probably aware that one of the pillars is down, is going to start mustering forces to protect the other areas, making time of the essence. The more time we waste, the less of a chance we will succeed.
Going to start.
I understand that. All I'm doing is relaying the message from Drumstick, because at least half of her plan is very sound right now.
I suppose.
If you two believe that we should move on, then I'm gonna go we'll move on. But I think we need to at least take a day before we head out, so we don't run into trouble when we're all drained.
Fair. Might as
Because
well see what our traveling companions think. See if they have any input on the idea.
we also still need to figure out where 2 more pillars are, don't we?
Yeah, also true.
It might be better to do that before we're stuck leaving someone behind again.
I suppose.
So what do we have to eat today?
Blood sausage.
Beats potatoes.
Gross.
Well, it's not potatoes.
Yeah, and rolls.
Okay. Oh, I can make one of those things that Master Oram told me about. So put the sausage in the roll. I open up the roll and put the sausage in there, right?
Yeah, very proud of himself over that. Yes. Sparkle and Sakar can come in at any point.
Sparkle comes in, sniffs, makes a face, and grabs a roll.
What is that amazing smell?
It's not quite a sandwich.
I think it's a sandwich.
It's a sausage in a bun.
If you put something between 2 other somethings, it's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich. We agree.
But it's not between 2 other somethings. It's
Gross.
in the middle of one other something.
You heard it here first. According to Critical Hit, a hot dog is a pita. Let's move on.
We were planning on looking over some maps and seeing if we can find our old base.
You mean the base that your friend Ket Hazard with his little imp knows the location of?
Yep.
Seems like a waste of time.
There were a lot of resources there. If it hasn't been entirely picked clean, it would be worth visiting. If
And
nothing
its
else,
location was secret.
yes.
Everyone who was outside of your circle, you had an imp who was communicating with Osmodeus.
Yes, it's possible that...
You can't trust those things.
Apparently not. We learned that the hard way. We don't know exactly how much he was able to communicate, though. We never saw any evidence of, when we were in the secret rectory, of Rutile Island's location.
At the very least, it will give us a chance for you to recover. I do owe all of you an apology. I try not to do that without permission, and you have my word that it won't happen again if I have anything to say about it. Also, a warning that I may not always have everything to say about it, but that's neither here nor there. If we have a map, Lady Sparkle and I together may be able to at least give us an idea of whether it's even worth the attempt to find Rutile Island.
I missed you, Sakar. No one calls me Lady Sparkle. It makes me feel very fancy.
It's a title you've earned.
Don't you have to earn that by, I don't know, owning land and having serfs or something like that? I thought that's how it works.
Wait, Miss Sparkle's a lady?
If
Yeah, I know,
if
it's
one
kind of
is
hard to tell
awarded
for
a title
Kegdu.
by one with title, one becomes titled. Thus, as the Baron in absentia of the shores, I dub thee Lady Sparkle.
Sweet. Does that mean I get land and serfs?
No,
Like a
but
manor house?
I'll let you help me
She-
kill Asmodeus.
She doesn't get land, but she does get serfs. She also gets responsibility in that she has to tax those serfs.
You will have the responsibility of. Never mind, we can go over that later. Warden Duthane is still having trouble with it. There's some complex rules that we can go. Maps. Do we have some?
Yeah, you guys can break out
Yeah.
the maps.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
We're going to try to find Rutile Island.
We
Okay.
can't quite triangulate, but we may be able to diangulate.
Doesn't
Is that a
mean we're
word?
going there if you find it. We're on a mission to take these gourds to the pillars.
But
Your mission is different than our mission.
All
what
right.
if someone there can tell us where the other 2 pillars are?
Yeah, I mean, there
there's
was a
even someone
really good
there.
cartographer there and a really good spy master there. And if they're still there, or if they left any ways to find them or get in contact with them, they would definitely be able to help.
Sarza was part of your quest, was she not?
7 Owls Wise had
Secret.
no. She basically, every priest of Bahamut that was summoned on that day was given their own super secret mission, and Sarza was like, "Here, handle these stupid PCs." And
She
7
definitely had
Owls
the
Wise
worst
was
mission.
like, "Here, 3 years from now, when we get to the middle of this game, you be the stupid PCs."
I resemble that remark.
Are you thinking that this place would be close?
Honestly, I'm not certain, but again,
So everything seemed really close when we were traveling around because our boat was super fast. So I honestly have no idea how travel actually works around here.
I mean,
Wow.
this boat teleports, so
Oh, well, then sure
And
it's close.
which does bring up the important question. If the boat teleports and the boat knows what we need, and the boat decides that we need to go to Rutile Island, would you then accept the diversion, 7 Owls Wise?
Begrudgingly.
Yes. Begrudgingly.
There we go.
But the more that
We'll-
it diverts from this mission, and the more that it puts this mission in jeopardy, we will leave.
is it
Your
a
mission
diversion?
is now our mission. I told you that.
No, your
But
mission
you
is
are-
to kill Asmodeus.
you are
Our
in
mission is
no
to shut down
shape.
these pillars.
You are in no shape to step into a fight right now. I am in no shape to step into a fight right now.
Also, I'm pretty certain that those missions are intertwined. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to kill Asmodeus while these pillars stand.
Yes.
Besides, is it a diversion if we get the information we need to find the other 2 pillars?
Yeah, then it's just an information gathering mission. That
I think it is
also doubles
I
as some
think we are
well-needed-
walking into a trap.
I mean, it's unlikely. Well, I mean, I guess they could have left. Honestly, I think the most likely outcome is we're walking into a pit of spiders and possibly a very bored slot.
Do I find anything on the map? The universe which hates me?
You are pretty sure that you can plot a course to Rutile Island.
Which of you is the navigator?
You are the
guess me now?
navigator.
Talon?
Yeah, it was Zanam.
Well, if nothing else, I can tell you that being able to step into one another's roles is always a good idea. Ask me about healing sometime. Now, I think here, and he puts a finger which looks weirdly spindly and very, very pointy at the end into the chart. And then the finger sort of recedes back into a normal finger.
Okay. But it doesn't look like there's anything supposed to be there, which I guess is the point of a hidden island, right?
Yep.
There is nothing supposed to be there.
Well, let's go figure out where we're at now.
I need a headband.
You can probably get one in the armory as well.
I
Yeah,
hadn't
check the
realized
armory.
how much my hair gets in my face.
All right, well, why don't we wrap it up there this week and see what happens next week if they reach an island and what happens when they get there. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe there'll be an attack in between. You never know. You're going to have to come back next week to find out right here on Critical Hit. So in the meantime, if you have any questions, podcast at majorspoilers.com. Don't forget to check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/majorspoilers. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2019 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.